Hi everyone, and thanks for attending here. In this talk, we are trying to talk about the animation in Flutter, but doing it in a different way, using an editor to design and implement our animations, and then use it in the Flutter. So George has introduced me, so I'm Hashem Aboonajmi and Flutter developer at Nextbase. And let's see the animation challenge. So if possible, I encourage everyone to scan the QR code and see the animation, so you get idea about the problem I try to solve. So let me demonstrate it also in my simulator as also you are looking through your phone. Let's see the challenge. This animation, okay, let me go through it once. This is an onboarding pages that is now is re-implemented and completely interactive. And as you see, as I scroll through the pages, elements, they are moving, text is moving, we have complex rotation, position, masking, color change, and as you see, even the page indicators, as I scroll through the page, when it goes to the blue background, the color shifts to white, and they moves like a worm. So if we want to implement it on using Flutter, I know it's possible, but it takes you more than 1 month and maybe a few developers. But I did it. And let's see also in iPad. Okay, you see, as an iPhone and an iPad is adaptive in different screen sizes. It adapts itself. It works smoothly, and I want to demonstrate how I did it with Rive. First of all, I should explain what's Rive. Rive is a design tool that helps you to build interactive animations that runs anywhere. So it has an editor that you can. It's like common daily tool that you use for designing your UI, and it has a runtime also, so you can design and animate all your objects, and then using the runtime to display it on your device. Okay, let's see it let's go through it, how I did it in the Rive. So as you see, it has a very common interface, and it has one design and animate mode. In the design mode, what I did, I put all my object shapes in my artboard. So I have found artboard that I have put it all my, as you see, all my elements, simple, with text, shapes, SVGs. I have put all of them here. And the way if I tell you how easily I could implement it, it will make it surprised. So in the animate mode, I just created a timeline it created a timeline here. And so here I had 4 pages in the onboarding. And I created a timeline with 4 seconds duration. And each second represents one specific page transition. Then, in the timeline, I keyframe each element. So when as you see, as I scrub in the timeline, you see all the elements, they are moving. So it was so easy for me to just solve a very complex problem in a simple way. So this is my timeline. Then I export the file, and inside the code, I just scrub the timeline. Okay, I need to show the, I need to increase the font size. So that was a very, the simplest way to do it, scrubbing the timeline. But I want to show you the other features that helped me. As you see, the T, as I'm scrubbing, the T is also moving. How I did it? I used a nested artboard in Rive. So each artboard has its own timeline. So the T has its own timeline, which is different than the main timeline that I have keyframed all my main elements. So as I show you in the editor, you see here, this is my T, and here is the animation for the T. As you see, it's moving. So simple. Then I imported the T artboard inside the main one, and I used it. Another cool feature I want to demonstrate here. So you may say, we have localized text. What? So I have statically typed all my text in the artboard, in the timeline. Then you may say, okay, what happens if I want to change my text during runtime? For example, we are targeting different locales. Let's see. Here I change it to French local, and let's see again. It is reflected so easy. No complexity. I just use the editor. Done. And this is one part. Okay, but then you say, okay, how can I interact with it? Okay, as I have even this button, I also designed in the Rive, as I can interact with it. Then I tap on it. I want to go to the home page, and yeah, this is home page. Also, it's empty. And the other cool feature, as you see here, I have blur animated background. How I did it using Rive. So simple. I just created basic shape movements. I should demonstrate it. And I used it. I created a simple ping pong animation that moves the shapes. Then I used the file in the code as my background and added a blur effect on top of that. Let's go to discuss about the thing that makes the Rive interactive. So how user can interact with the animation, how I could change the text dynamically, or how can I send inputs to the animation or receive events. Here, one of the main or interesting features of Rive, the main feature is the state machine. So through the state machine, in the state machine, I can visually connect different animations together. For example, for the login button that I use, we have multiple states, like the idle state, nothing is happening, then when user press the button and the press up. As you see, for each state, I have created a specific timeline, press down, press up, and the idle state. Then, in the state machine, if I run the state machine, I can now interact with the animation. So, I tap on the button, it goes down. As you see, the state machine is moving. It's moving from the idle to press down. I don't know how much is visible. Then I release the button, it goes press up. Then it goes to the idle. So how this happen? So I can conditionally navigate between different timelines or states based on the condition. So I say from the idle, when the press is true, go to press down. Then from press down, go based on the press, if press is false, go to the press up. And after press up finished, go to the idle state. Go to the idle state. So this capability of a state machine is so simple like this, but it enables me to interact with the animation. So as you see, if you look here at this event, then I'm pressing down, then pressing up, a signal, and event is raising event. So I can use this event to consume signals in my code. So I'm in the code, in the Flutter code, I understand, oh, I pressed up as happened, then I can navigate, for example, complete the transition and navigate to the home page. So here I can demonstrate here. So for example, here on the Rive event, if event name, for example, onboarding fading started, then set this flag, and if onboarding completed, toggle another flag. So based on these flags, then I know which destination should I navigate inside my code. So what we wanted to know, through the Rive, we can send, as a developer, we can send commands to the animation using inputs and receive signals from the animation based on the events. Then we can use those inputs and events to modify the animation behavior. Let me show you another example here. Like this is a chart. So here you may see, and I designed the whole chart. I need to zoom in to make it become much more visible. So I designed the whole chart in Rive, in its editor. And I can modify the data, as you see when I toggle these buttons, you see the data is changing, the bar, they are moving up, and even I can select each bar and see the real data. So it may sound simple, you can do it in Flutter, but here is the surprise. Based on this data binding, you can create these kind of complex animations. So if I scroll up, move the slider, so it means it opens the doors of opportunity for developers and animators to collaborate with each other and brings interactivity to their user interfaces. So, like I demonstrated, it means you have full flexibility of data binding to your animation, so you can have much dynamic data, dynamic animations. And the last animation I want to demonstrate here, okay, I need to show it on my phone. Yes. Okay, because okay, I use it here. I'm sharing my phone. Okay, you see, this is a kitty that's looking at a butterfly. But then as I move my phone, the kitty head is following the butterfly. So it means I could use my phone gyro to interact with the animation. So you don't have limitation. You can do whatever you like. You have more freedom. And these are some basic or some samples of ideas that sparks you some ideas to help you later. You can how you can solve complex challenge in simpler ways. I just scratched the surface of Rive. I should say about this that Rive, if Figma is, or Photoshop, is exporting static content, exporting because you just export images from Photoshop or from the Figma. Rive goal is to create a new standard. You can export interactive content, right? So if they are thinking differently. Later time, as you have music on your phone, image on your, this kind of data we have, later we can have Rive files that when you open it on your desktop or phone, you can see interactive content. You can just do interaction with it. I should also discuss a little about the difference between Rive and Lottie. Lottie, it emerged in 2015, and in order to create animations, you had to design everything in Figma, Sketch, then export those elements to After Effects, then you need to use a body moving plugin to export those files, then you needed to use another runtime. You had a complex pipeline, but with Rive, we just design, animate everything in Rive. You can easily modify your animations, then you export and easily use Rive runtime to view your animation on your target platform. But, so, Rive is solving a complex problem, is an all-in-one tool, tries to be fully interactive, because with Lottie you cannot test your interaction. You have to export, test it on the real device. Rive is faster, smaller, and has less memory footprint, has a lot of features like editor, a state machine, bones, constraint that you cannot find in Lottie, and supports all major platforms, while Lottie just targets React or iOS and Android. And the amazing thing is, the Rive founder, Herdan Turisi, has joined Rive. Yeah, Rive is complete solution. I mean, yes, compared to it. I mean, if they have a different goals, but I mean, different goals mean they are trying to solve a different, much bigger problem. So it was my, it was whole brief about Rive. I hope it sparked some ideas for you to how, when you face a complex animation challenge, how you can solve it. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer you, and you can reach out to me on Twitter or LinkedIn. And if you have any questions regarding to Rive, hopefully I'll be able to help you and answer those challenges. Yeah.